Hello there, welcome to Manifest Without Money. I'm going to show you something that I think it's going to blow your mind, and I'm going to create a visual of it. If you are not expecting anything today, you are probably living in a chaotic life. You're anxious and you're depressed. You're out of your mind. And the reason you're out of your mind is because you keep looking on the outside and you want to see something, but you can't find it on the outside. You're going to reach in vain to get that which you want if it's not created within. I've tried to take this video a couple of times, and many times when I try to take a video, here's what I've noticed. I don't know about you, but when you do something over and over again, you see, when I take a video, something happens. Somebody calls me, my battery runs out, and I keep rehearsing and I go over and over the same thing. New things are coming to life. New things are coming to my revelation. And so this is the third or fourth video that I'm taking. So I'm going to share with you what came to me as I was trying to share this with you. I'm going to be honest and vulnerable with you. We all have past relationships that we have regrets. And as we look back, we think, okay, I've dated this guy, that person, that woman. And now you come down with a decision and say, you know what? I don't want to date anymore. I would like to settle down. My heart tells me it's the right time. As you begin to look back at the past, you are thinking about maybe specific people that you have met in the past. And you might say, you know what? He or she was the one. But it was me that was not in the right mind at the right time. I was not there present. And you might decide to go into the past and pick someone, or you might decide to wait for someone to come. Here's what I want to show you. Let's say that right now you are either separated from an SP or you're in the process of being separated. And there's a lot of back and forth of communication. Let's say maybe you're chasing them and you're telling them something, you're apologizing maybe, or you're telling them that you're going to change or something else. And what happens is you have this, I want you to think of like when you put milk on a pot on the heat and the milk begins to bubble, 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 bubble. As you begin to bubble these thoughts and like they're fermenting in your mind, there's a chaos of I want him, I don't want her. I want her, I don't know if I'm loved, I don't know if I'm worthy, I know I've made mistakes. You enter into a chaotic mind. Here's what I want to show to you. You are flesh of my flesh. You are bones of my bones. And I mean it in a literal sense, but it's referring to the spirit. There's only one spirit, one body. You and I feel the same way. And you and I think the same way, meaning we're having the same process. We work in the same way. Just like TVs work the same way, just like a cat is a cat, no matter what the color and shape and what it looks like. A cat is a cat, a dog is a dog, a human is a human. Let's say right now that this is you and this is him. And I'm going to talk about him because I'm a woman, but this refers to a man as well. Let's say that this is your mouth, okay? Here's what happens. If you have a lot of fraudy thoughts, chaotic thoughts, I don't know, I'm not worthy, I don't know. Eventually they come down with a decision. That makes a picture in the mind, and then you begin to speak it to them, to him. You're sending it into a text. Oh, you don't want me, you don't love me. I'm sorry, I've done this, and blah, blah, blah. What happens here, you're going to speak it. Here's how they receive it, because they're flesh of your flesh. Your mouth, your words go into their brain. You give them authority to see that picture, to see your chaotic mind. Then they send you a text or an email, and that email goes into your mind because they're thoughts. So you're thinking the thoughts, right? You're reading them, you're thinking them, and then those thoughts create that picture. You speak to them, it goes back, he sees the image, he sends you the text, it goes back in your mind, creates the picture, you speak that, it goes in his mind, and it's like this. Okay? It's that infinite sign. And now this just came to me. It's an infinite sign. Okay? So you're taking it, you're speaking it, it goes in his mind, comes out, he speaks it, you pick it up in your mind, and it creates this. This is how we're connected. Okay? What you're saying is, I'm giving you authority to think and see and speak like me. You are just like me. So if you're thinking thoughts of doubt, you have a chaotic picture, you speak chaotically, he picks it up, he thinks chaotically, he says yes and no. He sees that image of, yeah, I could, maybe I shouldn't. He speaks that, right? Goes back into your brain because you're reading the text or you're listening to his voice on the phone, and you just go like this. What you must understand is that you are giving them authority to speak to you. You're giving them authority to say something to you. You're giving them authority and permission to tell you what you want to hear. Now the question is, do I want to hear that? And you say, no, I don't want to hear that. Ah, okay. If you don't want to hear that, then why are you looking always at what he's saying to you? Why are you paying attention to his mouth, meaning to his thoughts that you hear? Why are you paying attention to what he said, what he wrote? Because what he said and what he wrote comes back in your mind and you create the loop. So where does it stop? With you. Where does it start? With you. You're the creator of your own reality. So now you must make a decision. How? Well, you don't come into agreement with what they're saying, because as long as you come into an agreement with what they're saying, you're coming in agreement with your own feedback. You're coming in agreement with your feedback. They're sending you feedback. They're echoing out. What you put out, they're echoing back. So what you need to do now is say, forget all this loop that I keep going over and over. I am going to make a decision according to my heart. What does my heart truly want? Because obviously you don't want this feedback to go on forever. You say, enough is enough. I'm just going to make up my mind. Yeah, but I don't know if they want me. Listen, you're giving them authority to want you. You're giving them authority to hurt you. You're giving them authority to be confused. You're giving them authority not to like you. You're giving them authority not to love you. So how do I give them authority? Here's what you do. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I went to visit my partner, and I have heard about this technique, right? This loop. I was not aware of the loop at the time. Now it came to me as I'm sharing this with you. And you might have seen that infinite sign, and that's what it is. So what I have done while I'm driving in the car and I'm going to see my partner, I called their name out. And as I called their name out, a picture began to form in front of me. I began to see their hair, and I began to, their mouth, their lips. But now I have learned that I can do it easier. I bring a picture of them in front of me, okay? And as I bring the picture, I look at the picture and I see their eyes. But here's what happens though. When you bring a picture like that, you see a staying still image. When you call their name out, he becomes alive, as if you can see their hair. You're creating the picture. You're not taking a picture that already exists. I don't think there's a difference. But usually when I call their name out, I begin to define and I go, oh, so-and-so, so-and-so. And as I say it, I focus on their lips, I focus on their eyes, so-and-so, so-and-so. And once I kind of trace the features with my eyes, my inner eye is like a pencil, okay? And I trace the features of their face, and once I have them, and actually it brings a smile within me, right? I'm already feeling their presence. It brings a smile within me, which is a signature that I actually do love them. I actually like to see their face. When I do that, now I begin to tell them. And here's what I would tell them. If you want to be the one, if you want to be married to them, if you want to go to the next level, even though you're separated right now, this is a loving act towards you. And here's what I would do. I would say, you are the one for me. I have chosen you. You are special to me. You are my best friend. And I love you. You are everything that I have ever wanted. And you are so beautiful to me. And I'm so proud to have you in my life. I admire you and I respect you and I love you so much. You are the one for me. You are the one for me. You are the one. You are the one. I have chosen you. You are the one. Now when you do this, and sorry guys, my phone just cut off and I'm like, my battery's gone low. But when you do this, you don't do it from a place of begging. As you're speaking to them, you're actually connecting more and more with your heart. You're connecting them to your heart. See, as I was speaking this, and I have never heard anyone here on YouTube talk about it, exactly what's happening within them when they do that. But see, here's what was happening within me. As I began to see their face, instead of focusing on their face, I began to focus on my words. And when I began to focus on my words, I couldn't see their picture. And because I couldn't see their face, I didn't feel like I was connecting to my heart. I felt as if I was just saying words. And so I began to connect back. I began to see their face and I began to see their eyes. So I want to keep that picture in front of me, not focus on my words. That's why words are not, it's a babble. And I felt myself just babbling. So I had to bring that image again. And that's what was happening when I've done this. And then I've gotten to the point where I felt almost disappointed and I felt as if I was begging more than I was loving, than I felt worthy of him. It's as if I have lost, because I lost the connection or that image in front of me. I focused on the words. I focused on the performance. Put it this way, I focused more on the performance rather than the heart. I don't know if that is happening to you, but this is how you can gauge yourself if you're sincere or true to your own desires. So when you're sincere and true, you're making a decision, and hold that decision as you're going through this process, and repeat this type of meditation as often as you can, because relationships are spiritual. Any relationship is spiritual. Your relationship with money is spiritual. Your relationship with your partner is spiritual. And I have not done this with money, but I bet you that it probably would be the same. You bring the picture of money in front of you and you would speak to it. You would love it. I don't see why not. Everything outside of us is our servant. Everything outside of us is a tool. I am your servant. I am a tool right now. I'm a tool in your life because I'm giving you information. Information and knowledge is important, but it's not enough. Understanding it, it's important. So I hope you understand this video, and if you do, and if you feel it and you believe it, guess what? This becomes your tool. I am your servant. I am here to serve you, a tool. And I have served you the tool through the visual and through the understanding. If you don't understand something, it's not serving you, right? You would say, I have no idea what this means, which means it's not connecting with me. It's not serving me. But if this visual and what I'm sharing with you and explaining to you what's happening within my mind and within my heart, and how I should hold on to the picture and not on my performance of my speech, or or going through disappointment, or have all these ins and outs, up and down within me, it's saying that I'm not decisive. Again, I'm going back into not being decisive. So repeat this process over and over again with decision. With decision. Stay persistent in that decision. This imaginal act becomes so persistent that you can perform the act, this imaginal act, from the beginning to end the correct way. That's what's going to bring you relief, and that's when you don't need to do it again and again and again. The reason we have to meditate this way, understand you're giving them permission to say these things back to you, but don't say it out of performance. Don't say it out of demand. Don't put yourself down if you disconnected yourself from their picture, right? Because they are your heart. They're part of you. So when you see them, it's as if you're speaking to your own heart. They're part of us, okay? So that's all I wanted to say. And you know what's interesting? I'm going to have to listen to this video myself over and over again. I love to listen to my videos. In fact, I love to hear myself talk. In many videos, I'm not very coherent. In some videos, I am. But you know what? I feel as if many times I smile and my children look at me and say, Mother, are you listening to your videos? And I said, I like myself. I really like myself. I like myself when I talk. So I'm going to listen to this video. If you feel the same way, I would listen to it again and again. And I intend that it helps you because I speak from the heart. And I want to be a resource and I want to be your servant. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. And I am looking forward to seeing you into the next video. Like, share, subscribe. And if you need more help, you can find my program down below. Thank you. Again, I will see you next time. Bye now.